What do you see as the political environment here? I mean, are these politicians going to back off, particularly somebody like McDonald, as opposed to, say, someone like, say, O'Malley, who's been fairly anti-offshore oil drilling, and even Bob Ehrlich, who's a Republican, who's expected to run against him, has sort of distanced himself and said, no, I'm not part of the drill baby drill crowd. What do you think politically, David?
Well, certainly O'Malley, I think, will stick to his guns. He's I think already been pretty clear, and his message will remain the same. McDonald is going to have tough choices because that 50% is a U.S. wide poll that I think you saw and I saw. But in coastal states like Virginia, I'm sure he's going to have a very difficult uphill climb if he's going to endorse drilling off the coast of Virginia, at least in the short term. Again, things change, but in the Gulf, I mean, I don't think we're going to see a recovery probably in my lifetime, and I probably have about 40 years left. And people, I don't think, realize how bad it's really going to be down there. And if they realize that, I doubt that without a really good idea of safeguards, they're not going to endorse drilling off the East Coast.
What do you think, Ed? I mean, I know that they'd already taken a setback. I know the military was saying that something like 72% of the 3 million acres that they were talking about drilling, and that would interfere with their own military exercises and whether it's ordnance and so on and so forth. So they was already running into trouble, as I understand it, along those lines. You think that politically this is an issue that just is going to dead in the water right now as far as off Virginia coast?
I think the decision to drill off the Maryland coast or the Virginia coast is going to be made at the federal level and with very little input from the governors. This is a national policy decision that I believe our national government's going to make, and they're going to do what they think, I guess, they should do based upon what the electorate's wishes are. At least that's what I hope.
And about the last minute or two we have left. So what do you think is the future of offshore oil drilling? Do you think we're going to continue certainly with it, or is it going to we're going to see maybe more moratoriums? Alaska may not be opened up. What do you think, Ed?
I think this is generally going to have a chilling impact all over the country on offshore drilling. It's going to have a chilling impact on drilling all over the country, period, inshore and offshore. And that's to be expected. And I think the industry's girding for that now.
What about you, David? Is this a big victory? Is this the momentum that environmentalists want to?
It is certainly momentum. It's not the way we'd want momentum,
Sure.
I don't think. But my guess is that we're going to continue to see a significant amount of drilling in the Gulf, just because the dollars that are going into those Gulf states from drilling are significant, and I can't imagine that politically, they're just going to go away one day. I think I'd like to see that phased out certainly, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a long time before there's no more drilling in the Gulf. On the East Coast, in places that there isn't drilling yet, I think it's going to be very difficult to see more drilling in those places that are still pristine.
We've been talking about the Deepwater Horizon that exploded off the Gulf of Mexico, killed 11 crew members, and has caused the worst oil spill in history and continues to do so, even as British Petroleum and the government agencies struggle to cap the well and contain the oil. The Obama administration, of course, has placed a 6-month moratorium on deepwater offshore oil drilling, and of course that also means that a hold has been put on the exploration for oil off the coast of Virginia's eastern shore. In our studio has been Ed Ellis. He's founder and president of Ocean Petroleum. Also Dave Wilson, executive director of the Maryland Coastal Bays Program. I'm Don Rush. You're listening to Delmarva Today, and we'll be back after this break.